Here we go. Here we go. We are live. We're live. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's Bruce here, Uncle Bruce from Stock Markets with Bruce. If you don't know who I am, I'm the guy to try to tell you what's going on in plain English. I work as hard as I can all the time to try to give you the facts as best I can. I'm just hoping I get it right this time. I am seeing stuff this morning that is not good. I am not seeing good things anywhere. I'm seeing bad. Well, there's only one good news. Oil is down. Oil prices are lower. That's good news because that means gasoline prices are lower. Diesel prices will be lower. The heat is off as far as out of control price rises. But that's the only piece of good news I got. Everywhere else, it is not great. I'm waiting right now for retail sales to hit. Waiting for the retail sales report to be released by, I believe, it's the U.S. government. We're going to find out just what the market thinks of all of this. I'm keeping an eye on the spider market and Qs and just see how they're reacting, and that might tell me what we're getting out of there. Welcome all to the program today. Look, the Dow's down 273 so far in the pre-market. We're down over 0.75 of a percentage point now. We're down 2/3% on the S&P, 29 points. Nasdaq down 83 at the moment. That's what I have been noticing. The spider, the SPYs, are at 445, down 311, and they've been drifting lower all morning so far. Watching for that. SoFi has not been helped with the kind of release of news that's been coming out today. SoFi's at 854. First negative reading since May for the New York Fed Regional Factory Gauge Producers Index of some kind. Retail sales minus autos rise 1% in July. U.S. retail sales rise 0.7 in July, above forecast. This is good news in a way. Because if the economy is stronger on the retail level, that's great. But then the bad news is the Fed will keep the heat on interest rates because of an expanding economy. It's one of those damned if you do and damned if you don't. We're down to 444.60 on the SPY. The markets are going lower on the futures. So the futures are going lower based on this info. Now we'll watch the spiders, and we could start lower and then have a surge and then have another weakening or have a nothing burger when it's all said and done. So the breaking news is just coming through right now on the various news wires out there. Okay, news today, not good. China, really bad. Russia, bad. Tesla, worrisome. Home Depot, maybe revealing a lot more to us than we have been told. And now stories are breaking this morning about the likelihood that a month from now, the automotive labor contract expires a month from now, September 15. And the speculation is there will be a strike, that the two sides will not be able to negotiate a deal by the 15th. That there will be a strike in the automotive sector, which means the union workers will walk off the job. And now the question is, how bad would that be? Well, it depends how long it is. And now we have that problem. And that is a problem against the GDP of the United States, economic output, all kinds of issues. And the Federal Reserve will in a way welcome it because it'll slow the economy down, but they won't welcome it because it's an artificial slowdown, which is not a good thing. Yikes is what we are saying to all of that. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the program. Headline, stock futures extend the fall after retail sales and other economic data, Treasury yields rise. That is the story coming off the wires right now. The U.S. retail sales in July registered biggest gain since January. Another headline that's just popping through here. So we've got a lot to follow. We're back to 445 on the spiders. They went down to 440.5. They're back to 445, but the Dow's off 273 in the pre-market. On the interest rate front, not good. The U.S. 10-year is now 4.25%, 4.25% is what the U.S. Treasury, 10-year Treasury is paying in a yield. That is up from 3.8, 3.9 just a few weeks ago. And it doesn't sound like much, but it's continuing this direction. The all-time high, or the high since the interest rates started to be raised, 4.3. We're only 5/100ths away from new high yields. And that is psychologically not good. The euro was running along just beautifully at 109.43. Now it's 109.13. In 30 minutes, 40 minutes, the euro is plummeting against the US dollar. The British pound also getting hit. It is falling off as well, down to 126.94. It got up to 127.2, was trying to get to 128. Now it's under 127 again. Not good there. Yen is falling against the dollar as well, but the Japanese yen, the Japanese want the yen to be weaker because it's helping their exports. Interestingly enough, Asia markets overnight were lower. Europe markets are definitely lower, more than a percentage point lower on London and in France. Germany is about 1% lower. It's not looking good over there. Again, futures in the USA, approximately down 260 on the Dow, 27 3/4 on S&P, and 77 on NASDAQ. From a half a point to 3/4 of a point. It looks better than it did 15, 20 minutes ago. The question is, will this last, or are we just looking at a little bump? Back to the spiders, 445.3 in the pre-market. They are a tad better, but not by a lot. And so we'll watch to see how this keeps playing itself out. Headline, big short trader Michael Burry loaded up on bearish options in the second quarter. A filing shows we're going to be getting a lot of 13F reports. These are basically institutional trading reports that have to be done by ETFs and mutual funds and pension funds. They have to reveal their changes in positions. And we're watching. Apparently, there's a lot of attention being put on to what Warren Buffett at Berkshire Hathaway has been doing. They're watching those. What is he dropping? What is he buying? That type of thing. I had read something about he was dropping some energy, but he was picking up some housing. And so back and forth they're going. We'll watch for that. SoFi, by the way, 856 down 12 cents, but only 281,000 volume. I mean, it's something. It's not like it's nothing, but 856 on that one. Rocket Lab 631 looks like it's unchanged, and AI is sitting at 33.89, down a penny, nothing there. And then we have Tesla at 237.72, 237.98, down 178. The shares of Apple are 178.68, down 78 cents, and that's the latest. All right, so let me give you some news here. What's affecting these markets this morning and overnight? China just continues to come out with more and more and more bad news. I mean, it's all over the place. They've lowered interest rates domestically to try to get their economy going. It's not working. They've declined and have decided to not release unemployment data among their youth. In other words, university graduates. It is so bad. Okay, it's not so good. It is so bad that they're not releasing the official number of the unemployment rate of university graduates, the youth unemployment rate. They are reassessing it. Well, yeah, what they're doing is they're hiding it from the public in China. They're not worried about what we think. Okay, we know how bad it is. We on the outside are not stupid. We know how bad off the Chinese economy is. We know export numbers are way off. We know that container ship activity is way down from China. Goods coming out of China have really backed off. The Western world is not too impressed with China's actions lately and talk and the arrest of all kinds of people who are deemed to be enemies of the state, some who are singing a song that now gets them arrested and put away for 5 to 6 years. The Western world is just going, no thanks. A lot of Western businesses are having trouble getting their executives to go to China on their behalf because executives who land in China could be arrested for espionage just for asking how's business. That's holding up families by the by the ton. I mean, any executive with a wife and 2 children is not going to China with the wife and 2 children. It is not happening. And so we have all kinds of problems over there. Russia overnight increased their lending rate to their own citizens by 3.5%. Okay, Americans freak out when it's a 0.5% rise for the Federal Reserve. They kind of get concerned when it's just a 0.25 percentage point. Same in Europe, 0.5 point in Europe is like a catastrophe. Russia, 3.5% interest rate rise last night. They are in huge trouble. The Russian ruble is plummeting in value against all kinds of currencies because the rest of the world knows that these guys are full of crap. They're full of BS when it comes to being successful in Ukraine and all this. They're getting hit at every angle, and the Russian economy is in huge trouble. The reality in Russia is, in the last year alone, since the invasion of Ukraine, I would imagine over 1 million, and maybe more than 1 million, maybe several highly skilled young Russians have fled the country. If you are a male between the ages of 16 and 35, you are getting out. You've already gotten out. You have to get out because you are about to be drafted under whatever archaic law they can come up with to draft you. A lot of small towns in Russia have seen all kinds of their boys disappear because they've just been brought into the army. It's a bloodbath over there, and the exodus is real and it is significant. And this exodus, I am talking about the generators of wealth, massive generators of wealth. Who are the winners? Georgia, Azerbaijan, Belarus to a degree, but Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Germany, Poland, wherever Russians have been able to get to eventually, Turkey, somewhat, although they use Turkey as sort of a midpoint, they go elsewhere and they create wealth online. These are online entrepreneurs, and they're still doing business in Russia, but from outside Russia, using shipping companies and whatnot, import, export. But it's bad over there, and the ruble is really getting hit. Tesla has done basically a $10,000 price cut on their Model S and their Model X. They insist that what they are doing is they are releasing 2 new versions of their 2 biggest vehicles. What they're really doing is they're cutting costs and bringing out cheaper models of Model S's and Model X's to keep it going. And their overpriced high-end cars are not selling like they used to. That's the issue. Home Depot came up with numbers today and announced that their sales were lower, but not as bad as the street thought. So we beat the street. Well, there are suckers who are falling for this one-liner. The company announced what Wall Street desperately loves to hear, a $15 billion stock buyback program to buy back stock. Problem with that is all hot air. No company should be taken seriously, period, when they announce a stock buyback. You do not believe that number. That is not an obligation for the public company to do any of it. It is just an indication that we have it in our budget should we decide to use that weapon to buy back our stock. Very few public companies actually do it all the way to the max. They'll do partial, they'll do a little here and there. They're putting on a show. They're trying to talk the stock up so that management can dump the stock to you. They're looking for saps to buy the stock of Home Depot because their company's numbers are falling. Their sales are dropping, and it's not getting better. It's going to get worse. And anyone dumb enough to buy into the stock now with these numbers coming out and this show going on, this little pretend show of greatness, forget about it. If these guys were doing really well, and if they were really, bragging to Wall Street just how powerful we are, they would have raised the dividend today. They could have announced a special dividend today. They could have announced an aggressive, spirited expansion plan to make the company even bigger and better and stronger. They didn't do any of that. They only announced a stock buyback. They're in trouble, and they don't want you to think anything else. And that is the reality. They don't want you to think that, so they're trying to hoodwink you with all kinds of shiny keys. Look at these. This is standard corporate operating procedure. All right. This is nothing new. It's not invented by these guys. This is the standard Wall Street playbook being utilized all the way. They tried it with Disney for a year or two, and look at the Disney stock now. Trouble in Disneyland. Not good. All right. Auto strike. I'm going to move in on that. The auto workers are in negotiations right now for a new contract. The contract dies a month from now. It officially expires a month from now. The talk is $500 million in lost earnings for every week there's a strike between the three automakers in the USA. So for every week the workers stay out, the three big companies will lose $500 million in estimated earnings. $500 million a week. I am convinced the auto workers will stay out 2 months. They will not capitulate this time around. They don't have to. They do not have to capitulate at all to any of the demands from the big three. The big three are in big trouble. They've made too much money. They've had it their way for too long, even though they've had delivery constraints and supply chain economic problems, and they had issues with regards to their chip supplies and all the heartaches. Bottom line, they made a killing, and their management and the white collar staff, some were laid off, I'll agree, but those who kept their jobs and stuck around have made more than 40% pay increases the last 3 years, while the auto workers have been stuck at 3%. That is over. Auto workers have had enough. They've had nothing but cutback after cutback after cutback now for 20 years, and it's over. It's all over because there's a labor shortage of legitimate, real American and Canadian workers. There's a labor shortage. There's also a skill shortage because in the reality of the world is 10 years ago when GM started laying off and doing all these buyouts of people and the unions agreed to, let their employees get taken out. GM got rid, and Ford and Chrysler, they got rid of their 50-somethings and their 40-somethings. And they were left with their younger workers who they paid on a progressive scale. So they're trying to reduce their labor costs right on the shop floor. That's gone as far as that's going to go. And these kids are saying, you're making money now, and you're going to continue to make money. We're going to get a bigger slice of the action, and that's all there is to it. Because the second option for the United Auto Workers is exactly what the option is for the country of Poland, for example. Now, how do I compare Poland to the auto worker? The country of Poland is investing all kinds of money into its military. They're bringing in soldiers, they're raising their soldier ranks, and they're pushing them towards their front lines because they don't trust Belarus at all. They certainly don't trust the Russians. And so they're lining up on their border to get ready to fight. Because if they don't, what's going to happen to them is exactly what's happening to Ukraine. They do not want their cities indiscriminately bombed by all kinds of drones from Iran and other missiles. And in the case of the unionized workers of the auto workers, they know that if they don't get their raise now, they may never have the chance again. They have given and given and given to the auto companies for decades. And the auto companies have survived. Some have gone under and regurgitated themselves, but at a tremendous cost to the employees of the unions. Retirements are lower. Health benefits have been cut back. There's now various tiers of pay depending on how many years experience you have inside the union. The union has said enough's enough. This new leadership of the union has said we're not giving up anything anymore. And they didn't when they went into UPS. UPS was supposed to be on strike right now. Supposed to be 2 weeks into a strike at UPS. Right up until the last week, it looked like UPS was going to go out with 300,000 workers walking off the jobs. They got massive pay increases. And a typical employee, a unionized employee at UPS, is generating 90 to 150,000 a year in wages and benefits. The auto workers, you think they're not paying attention to that? The UAW guys, the Teamsters, they are paying very close attention to that. And now it's the auto producers' turn to cough up. So I just don't see the workers of the auto union desperate to make a deal. I think these guys are happy getting a 1 month holiday. They've been gearing up for 6 months, knowing we're going on strike. There's going to be a strike, and we're going to be off 1 week, 3 weeks, 5 weeks. So be ready. There's a strike fund. We'll get you some money, but the rest you're on your own. These guys will have no trouble getting part-time work in the meantime because, frankly, they can get a job at a Starbucks for $15-18 an hour. That's the starting wage, $18 on a factory floor. It's not like you're going from $60 an hour to $15-20 an hour working at a fast food restaurant. Nothing like that. I'm telling you, the openings are everywhere for workers. These guys are going to have no trouble finding extra work if they need to. They'll wait it out. The auto companies are about to get hit with a huge haircut, which means the stock market might get hit with a haircut, because if the auto workers are going to be able to walk out comfortably and walk out for 6 weeks, we're talking $3 billion in earnings losses for the automakers, plus all the spinoffs that the other companies that supply these guys. This is going to impact the Dow 30, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. Mark my words. A month from now, the contract expires. And unless we start hearing kumbaya coming from the negotiating room in the next 2 weeks, if they're not singing that song already, count on a strike coming, and it's going to affect the markets. The rest of the world is watching, and they know what's coming. Just saying. Don't ignore it. All right, there it is. The China thing will only get worse. The Russia thing will only get worse. Tesla is having pricing problems in China. Now they're cutting prices on models by bringing out stripped-down models. This is not good. You do not get more profitable by getting smaller and by going cheaper. You do not make more money. That's my experience over 40 freaking years. There's no dang way that's going to happen. All right, there it is. What can I say? We've got 263 drop on the Dow. We're at 445.19 on the spiders. We're not going anywhere on those spiders. They're just sitting down here. They're down 291 and they're staying here. S&P down 28, NASDAQ down 92, oil down 92 cents a barrel. Do not fear the upside on this market. This market is not about to go to all kinds of stratospheric highs. You option writers are going to do very well. Lame duck number 5 is in the house. Richard Carlin, thank you. Chase Rosita, Deep Value, Amy, White Feather, thank you all for being here. D.H. Ruda, Hector, Robert Benson, J.R. Managers here. Good morning. So is Stephen Carney. How you doing there, kids? Manager, Uncle Bruce, I just read the news that Michael Burry, the big short, had bought puts on Spider, triple Qs, but do not know what strike and expiration. How do we find the info? I don't know. Alex, number 36, good morning. Coffee Kids Trading. How you doing? Number 43. Ricardo, 44. Moose Knuckles, number 45. Dean, 46. Spicy, 52. Dean, good morning, everybody. Splair, good morning, y'all. I should file or fill a proof of claim because my 62 Sixtera that are still in my portfolio, the reply date is already expired since I received a letter 2 days ago from the Swiss. I didn't worry about now or going on with holding. It's an over-the-counter stock, and like I said, the time to really sell it was before it went over the counter, but some of you didn't listen to me, and now I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you now. Kurt, how does a top retired USA broker end up with no money but to e-beg for money? Oh, you're talking about me. You're calling me a top retired USA broker. Is that what you're calling me? You're new, aren't you? You haven't got a clue who I am. You don't know anything about me. You just joined here. You're a moron. Welcome, moron. Splair, we're the strongest border defense which Europe has. I know what you mean. What else going on? Manager, if there's so much If there is so much doom and gloom, then Mr. Burry is right in there talking the put option. JR, number 70, Bobby Atkinson, Uncle Bruce with the gloomy rant. Should we fear the CSP, cash security? No, I wouldn't fear it. Not a lurker anymore. Number 71, Deep Value Manager. It's over 90% of Sycon's portfolio should be public information. Wing Commander, number 74. Welcome. Bobby Atkinson's laughing out loud. Home Skillet, 74 thumbs up. Yeah, if you're here to criticize me, knock yourself out. You know, I hope you live in a free enough country that you can do it. You know, as long as you don't use cuss words, we're okay. You don't know me. You haven't got a clue who I am. You're such a moron to come in here from the outside and think you know everything about me by just accusing me of being a U.S. retired broker. Man, are you out to lunch? But hey, you know what? You're allowed to be stupid. That's the best part of America. You're allowed to be an idiot. Same in Canada. You're allowed to be stupid. It's incredible how forgiving we are that you can be this idiotic. But hey, you know, welcome to the show. Hope you become a member of the channel. Love to have you. Unbelievable. What can I say? Some folks here, not here, but the folks out there who I don't miss. I don't miss the morons as much at all. Remember when this channel, you know, first started off going live 2.5 years ago? We had all kinds of morons on here, didn't know jack squat, and would never want to learn how the market worked. This is the best part for you folks who are watching me all the time. These are the people that you make money off of. Those who just don't want to get educated and haven't got a clue what's going on. This is who you make money from. This is who institutions make money from. Thank God there are millions of them. Thank God for that. You only have to be 51% better than the entire investment community out there to have a chance at making money. Occasionally, idiots get lucky, but most of the time, they give it up, and they give it up big time. And they would rather criticize someone they see rather than contribute to the cause. But hey, like I said, we need morons. We're desperate for morons. Please, morons, come on into the market and take your best shot. Give it your best guess, because my viewers here, 99.999% of my viewers are ready to take your money. They want and need your money for their bills, for their families, for their children, for their hopes, dreams, and aspirations. And you morons are the ones that are going to give it to them. And thank God there are more of them than the folks here. And that's just it. Easy pickings. What can I say? The kids here have an easy time making a few bucks. And they don't mind if I mention thank you for being a member of this channel. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. And thank you for taking the classes to become a better trader. Thank you for those of you who do one-on-ones with me. You know how appreciative I am. But hey, morons out there, they don't care. They're just crazy goofballs. But we need them. Thank God they're out there. I thought we had lost them all. Thank goodness they're here. Welcome one, welcome all. Hawkeye, thank you being here. Larry, how's it going, pal? Number 78. Hawkeye, yay for us being here. Home Skillet. Uncle B, any thought on the BRICS new currency under development? No thoughts. Coffee, did someone mention morons giving me money? Sign me up. White Feather, how sad does life have to be for trolling a YouTube channel? Seems like a good use of your time. Yeah, there you have it. Again, this is the best part about YouTube. We here at YouTube, not that I own the place, but just a creator, we welcome all morons to the platform. You're all welcome. There's a lot of moron creators. Maybe I'm one of them. They're all over the place. You're all welcome to join in. But boy, in the marketplace, my God, there are some stupid people out there, and uninformed and uneducated. And then there are the innocents, and I really feel for them. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I feel for people out there who are trying to invest money in the market. They don't know we're here. They don't know we exist. I ask you for thumbs ups. You know, that gets more people aware of who we are. Maybe more innocents would join in. But so many innocent victims out there who are following these ridiculous analytical sounding predictions of the markets and stocks, and they're being subjected to long shot investment bets that have no hope in hell of working out. This is the common tale of so many people out there, and unfortunately the SEC has abandoned the retail investors completely. They've completely walked away from retail investors. They've completely sold out to the street, the Wall Street boys, because of reporting requirements and failure to deliver shenanigans going on, and endless restrictions on individual investors to try to make a living. It's incredible how negative and how anti-retail investor the street is out there. You got to know how to get around it and how to make it work for you. I tell you, I feel for those who just innocently come into the market and are just trying to invest long term for themselves and their families, only to be hoodwinked and stolen from, and to be just abused by the lack of information, the lack of disclosure. It's really bad. Again, of these 13 F filings I keep talking about, they're now coming out. You will not find one piece of critical information that everyone should be entitled to see. You're being shown when these outfits, these institutional investors and whatnot, when they buy stock, how much they bought, what they paid for it, pretty well. You get to find out their call and put positions. You get to see that. They have to disclose that. What they do not have to tell you or anybody else is their short positions. They do not have to reveal their short positions or their changes in their short positions. None of that, which leaves the market wide open for abuse. And the SEC knows it. It's not like they don't know. They know. Because if you're an institutional investor and you want to hide from the public what you're up to, you can show that you bought a bunch of stock in a company, and then you bought a bunch of puts against the stock to guard against the downside. But when it comes to shorting stock, you can play all kinds of games. You can, show that you're long a bunch of call options when in reality you're short a bunch of stock, and you're just holding the call position long enough for the reporting period. And as soon as the reporting period is done, you dump those calls and you're sitting there on just shorts, and nobody knows how bad it is. It is an absolute disgrace that the SEC has allowed this massive loophole to go through, and it is not being resolved. It does not ever get resolved. Congress has no hearings planned about short revelations. Nothing. Who shorted all that GameStop to drive the price down multiple times, hundreds of dollars a share in one day? How many times did that happen? Never an investigation, never a thought. Congress is useless in that area. The Senate, useless in that area. These folks are all paid off by super PACs who are supported by Wall Street. And those same super PACs fund all kinds of analysts and consultants to keep the SEC in line. And there it is. You have no power out there and no protection. You're on your own. This is why you've got to be smarter than the next guy. Crazy, crazy stuff. What else is going on? Charlie, Uncle Bruce, full disclosure, I trust you, but I don't know you. It's all Uncle Bruce's fault that I am now having to take my wife to Vegas with Iron Condor premiums. Thanks so much, Bruce. I really appreciate it. Made all kinds of money on Iron Condors because of you, and now I got to take my wife to Vegas. Sheesh. Good morning, Uncle B from Burro King Sound, number 82. Thank you, man. I'm with you on our side. We'll be A-OK. Home skillet. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, BRICS. They're developing an alternate currency based on gold to compete with the dollar. Useless, completely and utterly meaningless, valueless, no credibility, will do nothing in the markets of any significance. It is going to be a wonderful thing to short, I suppose. I couldn't give a crap about this. Don't give a crap about it. You trust the books of China, trust the books of Russia. The Brazil situation is a mess. No. Deep Value, Keith Gill will sort out this whole naked shorting shenanigans. Thank you, Keith Gill. Appreciate that. What can I say? We're down 273 on the Dow. We're not going anywhere good or bad. We're still here. S&P down 30, NASDAQ down 85, 86. Oil down $1.04 a barrel, 81.47. That's where we are, guys. This is what we have. The headlines coming out today and lately have not been good. Absolutely not been good whatsoever. And we're continually getting bombarded by Wall Street analysts and other shills to tell us how great everything is and how interest rates are about to peak out. They're going to level for a little while, and then we're going to start to see dropping of interest rates into next year. That should take the heat off of that. Inflation will be a nothing issue. It's all just going to be wonderful. I hate to break it to you. It's not. It is not. There's just too much crap going on. Good morning from Lorraine. I'm number 91 thumbs up. Thank you, Lorraine. Home skillet. And if OPEC and Saudi Arabia refuse to accept the dollar as payment for oil, yeah, like that's going to happen. Sure. All the expats that work there are going to be quite happy to accept the real or whatever they use for their currency. Yeah, as if sure. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, right. A blockchain currency, by the way. Yeah, no. Don't think so. When it all comes down to it, it's all about the U.S. dollar. As a matter of fact, there's an election coming up in Argentina, and I don't know how many candidates there are, but the leading candidate over there is talking about adopting the U.S. dollar as their official currency. They've given up on their own currency in Argentina. They're not even going to bother. Just going to convert everything to American. We're only going to use American dollars. That's all we're going to use. It's another country going to the U.S. currency only. Bobby, back to work, lurking in the ear while giggling. People at work always look at me funny between 8:30 and 10:30. What's he laughing about? Spare. Neat, Uncle, what is the meaning for our SPACs? I don't know what you're asking me there. In any event, let's see what happens here with this market. China's youth job market is a nightmare, headline says. It's changing the face of the country. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a problem in China. There's another problem in China that no one talks about very much. You remember the one-child policy in China? One child? That was a, 15-year, 10-year, 20-year policy? I can't remember how long it lasted. It was a long time. And for a long, long time, Chinese families could only have one child. And there were millions of Chinese families, millions, who immediately, when they found out someone was pregnant, what did they do? They would find out the sex of that unborn child. And guess what would happen if the sex of the unborn child was not male? Yeah, you know what happened. A whole bunch of females just didn't get born in those years. All males, because males are valuable to the family name. Females are a dime a dozen. The typical response of the world, whenever you see the Chinese Congress and the leadership of China, you tell me the 50-50 relationship between men in power and women in power. Good luck with that. It's all old has-beens, greasers with the white hair that has been made jet black with their shoe polish. They all look the same. They all try to look in their 40s and 50s, and they're all ancient farts. The women of China are some of the most oppressed in the world, and they are eliminated from existence before they even show up, to put it in a mild way. China has a big problem. Too many men, way too many men. And these men are approaching army age. Have you noticed this? Anyone figure this out? The Chinese population has been shrinking now. It's officially shrinking. India has surpassed China in its growth rate for the most populated country on the planet. China is dominated at a certain demographic. Males. There's they stopped the one-child policy 4 or 5 years ago. So the female male thing is coming back to normal for newborns, I guess. But there is a block of 100 million, 150 million, 200 million? I don't know the number. If anyone does, you let me know. But there is a massive block of males between 8 and 20 years of age that are growing up and getting one day older every day. And to the point where in about 3-4 years from now, a huge number of these males are prime pickings for military service, so that China can expand its footprint globally. And theoretically, they got a pool of 100 to 200 million men to pick from, all in their 20s, to go into the military. America doesn't have that. Canada doesn't have that. The NATO countries in Europe, they don't have that. A pool of 20-year-olds to draw from for military service. Very few countries have that, and fit males too. Fed. China has it, and they know it. They absolutely know it. They don't have to say it. They just calmly continue about their business, and there will come a time where there will be a 5 or 10 year window where they will have the ability to have the largest armed force on the planet by account of tens of millions more ants than any other country can mount a defense for. Advanced weaponry systems that have been stolen from all other countries in the world, either legitimately or illegitimately, and they're going to be ready for expansion. And I'm asking you, are you ready for your children? Do you have children at home right now that are anywhere from 5 to 15 years of age, 12 years of age? Are you ready for those kids in the next 6, 7, 8 years, in some cases, to start getting drafted? Because the only way the United States and Canada and Britain and Germany and France will have enough soldiers, it will be to draft the kids. And it'll be our children that are now 8, 10, 12, 15, 18, whatever they are. And they'll be, 5, 6 years from now, many of them will be in that draft age of eligibility, and we'll have a draft in place for 10 years. And it'll be an annual recruitment of 1 million kids a year for 10 years until we have our 10, 15, 20 million armed forces ready to go. Are you ready for that? Because that is what I see going. What are you going to do with gazillions of males that are not married, can't find a wife, won't have kids, with nothing better to do? You get them busy. You get them really busy, because if you don't get them busy, they get creative. And creativity in China is something you don't want to have happen here. You don't want to have a whole bunch of people going in their own little direction. In China, you want a single vision down the line, and one way to do that is build your military and get them busy. Just saying that. We'll find out. I'll find out when I'm 75 if I'm around, if I'm right or not. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. What else is going on? Welcome everybody to the show. Happy times. What else? I always appreciate your take on things as Home Skillet. Worth following. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I think the best plan for me is run away with my pets. Manager, geopolitical implications of BRICS currency, which could have negative impact on U.S. equities, and this is why Mr. Bray must have bought the put options. Think what you like. What else? Stephen Butler, number 92, Home Skillet, could be significant part of it, MHR. Welcome, everybody. Manager, there you go. Welcome to the show, you guys. We're opening for trading in 18 minutes. The Dow is down 271 right now. The spiders are at 445.73, so they're better than they were, when the retail numbers came out. Still down 242 here at the moment. We'll see how that plays. The Dow is down 269, S&P down 30, NASDAQ down 78. That's what I see here. What else is going on? Oil down 113 now, 81.38. More pressure on oil. Okay, that's the story, and I'm sticking to all of that. A lot of talk right now about whether North America can generate enough electricity for its needs going forward. Excuse me. I know here in Canada, there's a lot of talk in Canada about trying to adhere to emissions standards, zero emission standards, if at all possible. The country of Canada is grappling with a few realities that are inconvenient. Canada, good news, a lot of hydropower in Canada, lots. Of course, bad news, when you have droughts in certain regions of North America, you're going to lose hydropower capabilities. USA has noticed that in some of their big dams in California. For a while last year, it looked like some of the biggest dams in California were going to run dry. They weren't going to be able to produce hydro, but then they had a lot of snow last winter, and so things looked all right. Other than hydro, Canada produces quite a bit of nuclear power. Canada also produces power from coal, but that's declining, and also from natural gas. Um, Canada really doesn't have oil-fired electrical plants anymore. Those kind of phased out. They're uneconomic. Um, there are windmills in Canada. There are solar panels in Canada. But the talk about the future needs 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and the same in the States, it's kind of similar discussions. The amount of electricity needed to be generated is going to continue to rise. And the key here is going to be, how are you going to produce more power? And at the same time, how can you not damage the environment any more than has been damaged so far? And unfortunately, if you use coal, that's bad news. If you use natural gas, it's bad news. Even as clean as it is, it's still bad news. It's a fossil fuel. The catch then is, can you produce enough nuclear, hydro, or other renewable energy? In other words, wind and solar. This is the big debate going on. And of course, in the United States, it goes deeper than that, in the fact that the wind turbines and the solar panels, a huge number, a huge percentage of those items are made in China. Hello, surprise, surprise. And so the question is, can America adopt and adapt to more solar? And if so, raise the amount of solar needed panels that a domestic business can come in on a volume basis and be price competitive to Chinese imports. Easier said than done, and politically very difficult to put through, because there are those who are deniers, and they feel that, we have a lot of coal in West Virginia. Why don't we just dig that up and burn it? And there's no climate problem anyway, so everything's fine. The folks in certain other parts of the country are sitting on vast amounts of natural gas, and their attitude is, well, why don't we just burn the natural gas? It's just seeping out of the ground here. Every time we pull a barrel of oil out of this well, we got 1,000 cubic feet of natural gas. We're just flaring off. Why don't we use it and make electricity? After all, we're just flaring it as it is. Some good points, some not. Then there are the wind people who are going, you need more wind power, and the critics going, those things are ugly and they kill birds. Can't win on that. And around we go. It's just that, we, in North America, we are experts at stopping ourselves from progressing. It's one of the things we're best at. We have a way of getting in our own way all the time to stop ourselves from improving ourselves. We invent the greatest inventions of all time. Magnetic levitated trains. We've produced all kinds of new jet technology. We've produced all kinds of communications technology, computing technology, software, solar, wind power, and on it goes. So we're just great at all this, but we can't implement it on a scale because we get in our way by suing each other to death to try to get everyone trying to get their pound of flesh out of a deal. High-speed trains in the United States, classic example. You can't build a mile of a high-speed train without going through 25 court cases, one after the other, all the way up with appeals and appeals and appeals. You're talking decades to get a mile of railway built in the United States for a high-speed train. That is the reality. And since the 80s and the 70s, all kinds of proposed rail lines were proposed for passenger train and others, much more efficient than we have now, and it's gotten nowhere. And who gets rich? The existing rail companies who've got a monopoly on a decaying system, and the companies that power these guys. It's a beautiful game. It's set up, and why change it? So let's go to court. Let's fund a bunch of bird lovers and tree huggers and stop these new projects from going anywhere, because it's good for business where we are. Can you imagine the diesel industry, how they love railroads, all these diesel-fired railroad cars? Diesel engine producers and manufacturers and maintenance companies, they're not going to want to go into all electric trains. Are you crazy? That's ridiculous. Yeah, there you have it. Well, it's the same thing in the earth moving business or the transport truck business. I mean, Elon Musk, to try to get his electric trucks on the road has been a nightmare, an absolute regulatory nightmare, because he's not making any of these diesel guys any richer. There you go. Anyway, we get in our own way, and that's the way it is. I'm just ranting. Nothing personal, I don't hate anybody. I love you all. Thank you for being here. It's great to see you. Welcome. What can I say? What else is going on? Hey, Bruce, I'm number 99, 100, 99, 100. Hey, Mitch. Home skillet. Some will oppose nuclear power like it's the plague, of course. Good morning, Uncle Bruce from Dolph. The problem with zero emission climate protection is every country has to be on board. What happened to the Elon's underground plans for a train? Dolph, gosh, I wish North America had high-speed rail. Susan Shops. Hi, everybody. I've been ill, but I'm watching when I can. Welcome, Susan Shops about. Zeta State, number 101 on the thumbs up meter. Thank you, all of you who are hanging around. You've been lurking. You found us again. You're back. Thank you for those of you who have subscribed to this channel in the last few weeks and months. I really appreciate those of you who are coming in here, joining the party, joining the gang. Those of you who are upgrading your memberships to Gold Bagel status, thank you for that. Thank you for those of you who've just found us lately and have become subscribers. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It's great to have you here. We love it when people rediscover us, or they come back after a while and they come on in and say, hey, it's been a while, I'm back. You guys are more than welcome as always. Whether you're new or whether you're returning, we appreciate it. We're going to go members only now for commentary because we're coming into the opening of the market in 9 minutes. Please consider, if you would, the idea of becoming a member of this channel. Would love to welcome you in. And of course, those of you who have been here a while, when you announce how long you've been a member, that is much appreciated as well. When you hit those big green bars and let us know how long you've been a member of the channel, it's fantastic to see. We have now 106 thumbs ups. Thank you so much for these. The more you can hit that thumbs up button, the better. We appreciate it so very much. It has a way, works every time. More people who hit the thumbs up button they get YouTube to attract more people to us. And the more people that are attracted to us, the more people that begin to follow the stocks that we love. And we build a much more loyal following of shareholders for some of the companies we just think are great. The street will figure them out eventually, but in any event, thank you, all of you, for being here. It is so appreciated. Zed, thank you, buddy. Clay, electric cargo trucks are simply not feasible. They're not feasible, Bruce. In order to pull any sort of cargo, the truck will need to have tons of weight in just batteries. Diesel transport trucks aren't going anywhere. There you go. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Technology as it continues to move about. Manager Clay, I agree with you 100% on heavy pulling. Home skillet. Some guy took the EV4 truck on a 1,400-mile road trip. It was a disaster. He had to rent a vehicle to finish the trip. Couldn't find any power for the 2-hour charge time. Yeah, I mean, these brand new first time out the door vehicles, there are people who are trying to make these vehicles do exactly what their existing vehicles can do, and they're all upset when they can't deliver. Welcome to early days. I got to tell you, though, Jen and I, when we're down south, we rent a Tesla, and I'll be driving a Model Y, and I got my 285 miles of range on that thing, which is, close to 400 kilometers. And I can tell you, my bladder cannot hang out longer than the battery life. My bladder gives up before I run out of juice. And thankfully, being a Tesla, there are so many places to charge the Tesla through supercharging stations, but you got to plan it right. You want to travel through New Mexico and Colorado and Iowa and Nebraska with massive gaps between service centers. Go ahead. You want to drive a Tesla in a heavily populated California, Arizona, through Oregon, Washington, into Canada. There's charging stations everywhere, just like gas stations. You got to do some planning. But hey, I can't. I'm sorry, Ford pickup truck owner. Too bad it didn't work out for you. Something tells me, though, in about 2 years, you're not going to have that problem. But, maybe it's 2 years too late for you to try it again. But there'll be someone else behind you. Don't worry. There are millions and millions of people who would love to have an electric vehicle. When the time comes, they'll make their move. It's an unstoppable force, in my opinion. As far as heavy duty trucks go, the day will come when battery technology will continue to evolve and the weight of batteries will drop. The day will come. I don't know what day that is. I'm not an inventor, but I can imagine the incentive for lighter batteries is so huge, so massive, that there are probably universities around the world working on this right now. And sooner or later, we're going to find out that batteries are 1/3 the weight they used to be. They can hold 3 times the charge they used to hold. It is coming. It is coming. But I understand for some of you out there, unless it's perfect now, I'll never believe in it. And you're welcome to that opinion. It's okay. But I can tell you that the gasoline engine took a long time to get perfected from its early days, too. And there were catastrophic failures left, right, and center all the way along. But hey, I get it. Some of us have a different time frame than others. It's all right. It's not a problem. It's all good. Double D, member for 26 months. I love these banners right here. That's what I was talking about. I'm here for the Uncle Bruce rants. Don't always comment, but I'm usually here for the class. 26 plus months. Double D, I love you, man. Thank you so much for your loyalty to the cause here. It is much appreciated. Gold bagel level member, right at the penthouse level. Thank you so very much for your following of this channel over 26 plus months. It is appreciated. Thank you, man. What else is going on? Let's see. JR says they used to say electric vehicles weren't feasible and that humans would never fly. Fisker Ocean, it was just approved to use the Tesla supercharger network, I think by 2025, says Deep Value. And Splair, by the way, in case of a class, yesterday was a really interesting show. The last half hour saved the secret playlist for rewatching after class 16. JR, Uncle Bruce, I'm with you on the bladder issues. When when will Elon put on board ours for us older guys? Home skillet, yes, that's the one, manager. Olivier is here. Hi, Uncle Bruce. I took the class 16 this morning, pretty good and clear. We'll try to implement some of this as soon as possible, just to figure out to do it on my platform. Thank you. I did notice you picked up that class, and I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed that. All of you out there who picked up class 16, you are picking up some information you've never seen us talk about before. Iron condors. If you really want to learn how to make some money on the markets without having to have hundreds of thousands of dollars, you can now play option strategies on Spider, ETFs, triple Qs, Tesla stock, Apple, Microsoft. It doesn't matter how expensive the market is or how high it is. You now, with $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, you can be in options, credit spread option strategies. The Iron Condor, because of class 16, I welcome you to check it out. And then find out for yourself what's going on, because a lot of folks here have picked up Iron Condor strategies the last 2 weeks. Clay, my point was battery-based EVs don't scale well for large vehicles. Battery EVs are more acceptable for smaller applications, personal and small transport trucks for package delivery. Touchgrass energy density research is the golden goose of our civilization. Spare, all right, y'all. Wishing everybody a great day. 2 minutes to go until we open, by the way. DQ, I'm not 109 and I'm lurking. Thank you, DQ, for being here. Home skillet, when Elon gets older, laughing out loud. JR, home skillet, yeah, that's the game. Boris, maybe the technology already exists, but we don't know it. As with all technology, it was used by the military first. Yeah, look, if pickup trucks are going to be replaced and panel vans are going electric, and all the FedEx trucks in our cities and all the UPS trucks and all the postal trucks and all the delivery vehicles in our cities can go electric, this is massive. I mean, that's a 10-year minimum project. Transport trucks, long distance, I don't know. Eventually, I guess. Just give it time. 15 years ago, there were people going, Tesla will never sell cars and make any money. They'll never do it. And they kept coming out with integration, and so much competition now. Things are happening here. People thought never would. Cindy B is in the house. Good morning. I'm 111. DQ robots don't age. Home skillet. I see what you're saying, pal. I think we're open for trading. I think Larry Titus has done the deed that he does best. He has cranked up the bells, and we're up and running in this market. And I welcome all of you to the show. It's great to see you here again with us. It's nice to have you here. Please hit the thumbs up button if you don't mind. If you can do that, that would be much, much appreciated. Hitting the thumbs up button for us. Let the world know we're up and running and we're following the markets. I see the Dow at the moment, maybe down 130 perhaps. Spider SPY is down 168 at 446.43. Not as bad as it was earlier. JR, them's the bells. Thanks, Larry. DQ, thank you, Larry. And JR is putting up the little bells. There you go. We're off 130. I think we're off 130. Let's double check now on my big SI pad as I try to fire it up here. We're down 164 on the spiders right now. The Dow off 136, 16-point drop on S&P. NASDAQ down 36 points. That's what we've got right now. And there we go. What else going on? GameStop down 24 cents. SoFi's down 12. Artificial intelligence, AI, C3.ai Inc., unchanged. NVIDIA's up $6 more today. Had a real big day yesterday. Rocket Lab down 6 cents. Matterport looks like it's down 3. Smart Rent up a penny. ATIP up 15 cents. Unity down 45 cents. Tesla down 25 cents. Apple down 39. Google down 4. Moderna down $1.66. Cisco's down 18. Pfizer down 23. IBM down 29. HPQ down 26. Microsoft is off 72 cents. We have fractional moves, not even $1 here. Amazon is off 31 cents. Home Depot 578 on the upside. Came up with their numbers this morning. Vanik Vectors off 56 cents. Netflix down 378 to 424. Adobe down 240 to 519.85. Goldman is off 440. Boeing down 146. Facebook off 78 cents. Target down 2. JP Morgan down $1.98 this morning. Not a lot to talk about here. Costco up 150. Walmart up 17 cents. Disney down 90. American Airlines down 14. And DraftKings down 23 cents. That's what I got this morning at the moment. A 140-point drop on the Dow. 0.4 of a percentage point. That's better than all morning. This is much improved over the morning pre-market read that we were getting. S&P is down just 16, third of a point. NASDAQ is only down 17 100ths of a percentage point. It's only off 22 points. We're not getting a sell wave. It hasn't yet happened here. Not yet. Well, we'll see what's going on. Joe, too much green for SoFi yesterday. Another $9, another 9-day sell-off. Boris, I'm closely looking at Hyzon, HYZ, and they are producing hydrogen-based engines. Splair, listening to Uncle B the last minutes and enjoying fresh blackberry from a 2-meter-high plant. Nothing better than that, except if you're on the beach. Right on, pal. Rock and roll. 130-point drop on the Dow. Yeah. SoFi yesterday had its first update in 10 days. There were 9 straight losses and then a slight 3-cent gain. I think SoFi is oversold right now, a little too far. And it wouldn't surprise me if SoFi breaks $9 even today. It could do it. I think SoFi is about to pop another buck from here back to 9.50.10. I think that's where it's going. I don't see much more downside here, but that's my personal take on it. Can't back it up with a guarantee. I can only say this is what I think. This is the way it looks to me. It just doesn't want to give up ground. GameStop 1969, it doesn't want to give up ground anymore either. It's come off from the 24, 25, 23, 22, 20. Here we are in 1966. There it is. AI down 16 cents. It doesn't want to back off either. 33.74. I think it wants to go to 35.36. I get that vibe. We'll see. What's going on? Deep value. If we end up in the green today, I'm sure Michael Berry will be in the red. Wayne Commander, Uncle Bruce, quick update on iron condors. After 1.5 weeks of trading these, I've made enough profit to pay for all of our one-on-ones and all of the classes combined. Thank you for opening the world to new possibilities. Way to go, pal. Love to hear this. I'm getting more and more messages from you folks about your iron condors and how you're doing. It's been an interesting set of responses here. Some would say he was early, but says Homeskill. Way to go, Wing Commander, and all of you out there who are enjoying some profits for courtesy of iron condors. A number of you have gotten wise and you've listened to me. You've taken me seriously when I say, look, don't get cute. Don't be thinking you are the smartest things to slice bread and you're going to do a 2-day condor on a QQQ or an SPY and you're only going to have a couple of dollars on each side of the line because you think you know more than the market does. I cannot condone that. I love it when I get comments that say, you know, Bruce, I wrote an iron condor on SPY and I got a wide range from the put side to the call side. I've really written a nice wide condor spread, iron condor spread. And the credit was only 68 cents or 45 cents, but I wrote 20 of them, and I'm quite happy having a wide spread for a small credit balance with a short-term expiry. The odds of you winning are now in the 90s, 90 percentile and higher, and this is what it's all about. Why can't you take? Like, what's wrong with guaranteeing yourself a huge series of winners again and again and again and again, week after week, day after day on these contracts and saying, hey, man, I'm making $6,000 a month, $8,000 a month, $10,000 a month on iron condors. And I got a 90+% chance of being right when I do it. I like this game a lot. I've had people write back to me to say, Bruce, I lost money on a condor. I wrote a condor last week and I lost $350. And then they go on to say, I've got $30,000 to invest and I lost $350. I love these messages because it's telling me I didn't risk 30 grand to lose 80 grand. I didn't put up 15 grand to lose 5 grand. I put up 2, 3, 4 grand. I lost $350. I got a lot left and I have 85+% chances of making money. I'm okay with this. When I lose, I don't mind losing a little. I hate losing a lot. I don't mind losing a little. And I love this consistent cash flow coming in from these condors each and every time. And I stay within my range. I stay way out here and I move my puts and calls to stay ahead or behind this market. Bruce, you have shown me a new world that I didn't know existed. You're doing what institutions are doing. That's exactly what they're doing. It's exciting stuff. What can I say? Homeskill, I hear you, Uncle Bruce, waiting to close some AI cash secured puts, then transferring cash to Tasty, and then I'm under iron condoring. Away we go. Giddy up. You can iron condor on AI. You can iron condor on GameStop if you wanted to. NVIDIA stock, if you really are looking for some serious swing games. You can iron condor on SPY, triple Qs, Unity, Tesla, Apple, Google, Moderna, Cisco, Pfizer, IBM. You can iron condor on HBQ, Microsoft, Amazon. We're talking Vanex Semiconductors, Netflix, Adobe, Goldman, Boeing, Meta, Target, JP Morgan, Costco, Walmart. I mean, Disney. I mean, the world is wide open for you guys to do iron condor trading very conservatively. You can do one position, 5 contracts of each, 15, 20, whatever you want. You can limit your upside and downside risk, especially your downside risk, by having tighter spreads on the top and bottom of your calls and puts. It's a whole new ball game, but it's doing what investment houses, insurance companies, banks, mutual funds, hedge funds, pension funds are already doing. Iron Condor spread 437 to 455 this week. I'm a risk adverse guy, and Ken Fisher calls the market the great humiliator for a reason. There you go. Yeah, spiders right now 446. If this is a spider trade, very nice mid-range, nice move. And just watch the shrinkage. Watch the shrinkage. And don't be afraid, you guys. Don't be afraid to close your position early. If you are being handed a 90%, 80% profit margin on your Iron Condor, and there's still a day or two to go in the position, and you can close it now for that kind of profit, I would take it. And I would establish a new Iron Condor for 2 or 3 days down the road again. Absolutely do that. It is just being handed. There's money being handed to you guys from the idiots. You got to take it. I love these, like the SPY, less overall volatility. There you go. Giddy up. Triple Qs are down 24 cents. SPY down 174. The Dow is off 168. We got oil down 88 cents. Way to go, everybody. Welcome all to the party. Great to have you here. We have another announcement coming through. If I got this right, let me just double check this. No, it was Double D. Thank you, Double D, for that announcement. I'm just noticing that again over here on this page. Thank you, those of you who are making announcements. Thank you for those of you becoming members and upgrading your membership to Gold Bagel. Love having you here. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 6 o'clock Eastern, primetime live with Uncle Bruce for Gold Bagel members. We have 121 thumbs ups. Thank you for that. Keep those thumbs ups coming in, kids. If you're watching on the rerun, hit the thumbs up button for us as well. Thank you all. It is appreciated. The Dow now has officially broken 200 points on the downside. It took 21 minutes, I guess, or did it take 11? I guess 11 minutes finally. We're down 205 on the Dow, which is 0.58 of a point. S&P down 20 points, NASDAQ down 34, quarter of a percentage point on NASDAQ. Oil down 89 now. We finally have some direction, but is there any serious momentum with this selling direction, or is this going to fizzle out very quickly? This could be just a little glitch, and that might be all she wrote. GameStop is off just 37 cents. SoFi holding 850. Down 18 cents. AI down 23. NVIDIA, another big good day. 449.30 up 11.77 a share. Rocket Lab down 7. Matterport down 3.5. SmartRent down 4. I think Rocket Lab last night announced a winning another NASA research mission launch contract. And that moved the stock a little bit yesterday. Nothing happening yet today. What else we got going on here? Tesla down 233. Apple's off 50 cents. Google down 43. Moderna down 193. Cisco down 25. Pfizer off 34. IBM down a penny. HPQ down 19 cents. Microsoft is actually green. It's up 26 cents. Amazon is down 31. Home Depot is up 560. Vanik up 4. Netflix down 2. Adobe down 168. Goldman down 614, Boeing down 264, Meta down 124, Target up 71, JP Morgan down 249, Costco down 224 right now on this market. Walmart up 31, Disney down 132, American Airlines down 22, DraftKings down 62 cents. There it is. That is the story of this market. Not massive, scary moves happening at all. Okay. Thank you all for being here. Great to see you here. Yeah, Bruce, those were spider ICs, Iron Condos. Right on, man. Right on indeed. Spider 445.73 down 240 approximately. On the session, the S&P 500 down 23 points. This should be down 230, 240. It is. It's down 240. It's reflecting it on a 10-to-1 basis. Okay, guys, that is our story. Welcome all to the show and to the marketplace. What else is going on here? They're saying that Apple's Watch X design may be The tech giants' next big winner, says an analyst. Well, they can all speculate. And fund managers are the least bearish in more than a year, says Bank of America, wiping out a buy signal. Interesting. Oh gosh. Let's take a look here at the treasuries right now. What do we got over here? Market data. We have interest rates. The S&P, the 10-year treasury is only at 1 it's 4.19. It was a little over 4.2 this morning. Backed off just a little bit. Currency wise, the euro is at 109.40 and the pound at 127.25. They've recovered from their dips this morning to be a little bit better at the moment. And over on oil, we're at down $1.05 at 81.46. 81.46 on oil. So the $80 barrier is quickly coming into view here, and we'll see if the oil barrier at 80 gets hit or not. Oh my. Welcome all to the show. Great to have you here. What else? Have a good one, Blair. You have a good one too, my friend. Deep Value. Jim Cramer trying to take credit for talking about NVIDIA 3 or 4 years after Keith Gill did. There you go. Yeah, I guess there was a story out yesterday about NVIDIA that Saudi Arabia was looking to buy thousands of chips from NVIDIA for AI systems within the country or something. I don't quite know the nuances of all of that, but it made for good reading, and it gave investors an excuse to buy into NVIDIA after a week and a half of drops. People moved in, and now the AI stock and the Unity stock had stabilized a little bit. Now we'll see how they react to this momentum today. The MACD on the 180-day chart is showing a slow reversal on SoFi, says Touch Grass at the moment. And SoFi right now, $8.46 a share, down 22 cents. The low of the day is $8.46 right here where we are. 2.3 million volume, 17 minutes in. Very quiet compared to what we've had lately on SoFi. $8.46 down 22 cents. GameStop down 39, and the Dow off 208. Right now, oh boy, Bruce is yawning. 208. All right. Home Skillet, Kramer, the inverse barometer, and manager trading oil for AI chips. There you go. There you have it. Okay. Thank you all for coming through here today. It's great to see you. It's good to have you here. Headlines in the Wall Street Journal, unique challenges for Trump and prosecutors. Another 14 charges laid against Donald Trump and company yesterday out of Georgia. China slashes rates, halts youth jobs data. Wall Street is ready to scoop up commercial real estate on the cheap. Why the White House went to Wall Street to revive the U.S. chips industry. Berkshire Hathaway's latest bet, home builder stocks. Russia launches emergency rate rise to stem economic turmoil. That's not good. And retail sales rose in July for fourth straight month. Okay. Let's see. In Maui, it's just terrible news. Only 25% of the area has been searched as Maui wildfire death toll rises. I think they're at 99 official casualties, but only a quarter of the area has been confirmed searched. So it's not getting better. It's only going to get worse, obviously. Unfortunately. What can I say? What else is going on here? I don't know. Let's see here. Other comments. Yeah, not much there. Just looking for headlines in case anything you need to really be aware of here. this watch, this is Apple X watch, is being redesigned. They say they're going to release the redesigned version of its watch sometime in the next year or two, and one analyst thinks it'll be a strong product for the tech giant. It's a new watch Series 9, and they say that the Series X is the 10th series. So that's after the 9th series. That's coming out next year, and that's the one the analyst is excited about. Well, thank you very much, but unless you can give me any kind of details on it, what have I got to hang on for with your comments? I mean, geez, man, you're not giving me anything real at this point. I mean, look, I can play this game and say, hey, Tesla's cars in 2028 are going to be the greatest thing of all time. It could really move the stock. What the hell does that mean? It means nothing. It's just hot air. I don't want to do that. By the way, natural gas falls 1.9% in price on high output and softer LNG exports headline. So that's interesting. That's good news for a lot of American consumers, because we had been subjected to last year unbelievably high natural gas prices a year ago, where in California, at the condo complex we were staying at last year, they had to shut down the heaters for the pools after Christmas. They shut them down for January and February because it was costing $100 a day per swimming pool to keep it warm. And there were 37 swimming pools in the complex that we were in. It was running $37,000 a day to keep the pools heated. And that was just too much money, and they canceled. They shut it down. I think this year we're back to $10 a day per pool, maybe. So maybe things are a lot better now. I don't know. Isn't that amazing? $100 a day for a swimming pool every day, 30 days a month, $3,000 a month to heat your pool. It's insane. I was looking around thinking, why can't this resort build over this next year? Why don't you build cabana type units around the pool, and on top of those have solar panels, and then you can generate hot water off of those, produce power in batteries, and warm up water using electricity from the sun. I don't know what's wrong with that. I thought that was a good plan. We'll see what's going on. Anyway. Let's ski. Let's go. Let's see. Yeah. A lot of folks talking about Trump right now and his indictments. Too much fun over there. The rest of the world just goes, wow. Just like in Israel, we're looking what's happening in Israel, and we're going, wow, look what happened. What's going on in Israel? My God. Unbelievable. We follow a lot of this different news all over the place from outside the U.S. And it is mind-numbing, just amazing. We're down 212 on the Dow now, 212 points. We're down 242 on Spiders, 445.69. GameStop down 52. SoFi is down 19 at 850. It's actually come back up. SoFi is improving in this market. It was down to 844. It's now 850. Climbing a little bit. 2.68 million traded on SoFi. AI is only down 9 cents, 33.82. It got down to 33.28. It's reacted by 60 plus cents. It's only down 9 cents now. AI is coming on. Nvidia up 7.20 share. All right. Okay. What can I say? A lot of commentary about the Trump thing. It is wild. It is wacky. I don't know. I just don't know. We have 129 thumbs ups despite the Trump talk. Thank you for helping out with the thumbs up meter, everybody. Appreciate it very much. We're trying to stay on top of where we're at here and what's going on. Lots to follow. As usual, more than one story going on right now in this wild market. Just amazing. All righty, everybody. Thank you so much for popping in with us today. It's great to see you here. Let's get another update over here. Here we go. We've got Rocket Lab down just 9 cents at 622. SoFi down 21. GameStop down 49. Matterport down 5. 23andMe down 1.5 cents. Spire down 4, half a penny maybe. ATIP up 32, 8.32 a share. SmartRent down a half a penny. Apple down 81. Goldman down 5.30. Cisco's up 32. Tesla down 2.80, 2.50 now. Arc Innovations down 45 cents. Microsoft is up 35. Pfizer down 35. HPQ down 16. Alphabet down 54. Amazon down 99. Nvidia up 540. Unity down 75. C3.ai Inc. Down 29 cents. Adobe down 250 and Spiders down 264 right now. That's what's going on at the moment on this market as I try to follow it as best I can. Thank you all. Matthew, good morning, folks. Woke up late this morning. I'm number 128. Thank you, Matthew, for number 128 thumbs up. There you go. Yeah, Matthew's saying that Michael Burry announced he bought puts in triple Qs, SPY, and the tech sector. Flint Creek, Uncle Bruce, mailing this gift and double checking no apartment number in the address. It's actually number 2 dash. You should have that. I sure hope that I sent that correctly. Please double check that. Let's see here. I'm looking at it. Yep. It starts with number 2. It's apartment number 2. Hope you got it. Okay. All righty. There we go. Okay. I'm working hard here. I tell you, I'm working hard here. Going to be interesting to see how your condors expire out as the week rolls along here with the indexes, and then of course Friday. This is the 3rd Friday of the month. It's going to be really busy. Okay, yes I am. Okay, you got it. Okay, you got it. Great. I'm happy about that. Very good. Thank you. I did. Very good, Flint Creek. Fantastic. 8.48 on SoFi, down 20 cents. Okay. All righty. Well, not much else to say at this point. Folks are here. I appreciate you being around. If you have any questions, you let me know. Any comments on your iron condors or anything else, let me know. And there you go. Fantastic. Jen and I are just about set now for our big trip. We're ready to roll next Tuesday. Heading for London, and we'll be there Wednesday next week. And we're good to go. We're looking forward to this trip coming up. We have our Eurorail pass. We acquired one of those. Bought a first-class senior pass for 10 days out of 60 days. Looking forward to hitting the rails there. We look forward to these high-speed European trains. We love it. We just love the idea of just getting on a high-speed train in downtown, wherever, downtown London, Liverpool, Dortmund, Hamburg, downtown Copenhagen, downtown Stockholm, downtown, like various stations in Berlin, including the main station. Talk about convenient, incredible. In and out, easy peasy. In Munich, we have our hotel across the street from the train station. We don't even need a cab. Just walk off the train, down the ramps, onto the sidewalk, across the street, onto the sidewalk, hotel over there. I tell you, it's great. Absolutely dream perfect to be able to use these railways. You don't have to wait for hours in the departure lounge at an airport or in the regular seating area. That kind of thing. And if you do want to go to airports in Europe, the other best part about that is you can take subways and trains to the airport. on mass transit. You don't have to take $50 cab rides every single time. That's kind of nice that way too. We're very looking forward to this whole experience. What happened to the Australia plans? They're in place for December. So we have the Europe trip first until the third week of October, and then we're back here for 5 weeks or so, and then Australia starts in December. And Bobby, curious way you have an apartment when you're traveling for so long versus previous years. Yeah, I know. We had everything in storage for a year and a half, and every 3 months the storage rates went up and up and up and up and up. We just moved out of our storage unit back in May to come into here. A week after we got an email, because we were still on the email list, the unit went up another $20 a month. It's gone up $100 a month since we took it. Thankfully, we don't have anything there anymore. We're out of it, and we're just happy that I have a studio here. We're not Airbnb-ing it in this town. We're not hoteling it in this town. Last year, when we were here waiting to travel again, we're spending $150, $200 a day to be in Calgary, our hometown. Ridiculous. Here it's much cheaper. And so, May, June, July, and a good chunk of August, these 4 months have saved us a lot of cash on a daily basis, and you multiply it out. And the 5 weeks coming up will save a bunch of money again, which justifies having the apartment for the year. We'll be back here next year, June 1st, through the summer again, and we'll be paying the daily rate of the apartment, much less than triple, at least triple, if we were not in this place. It's insane. You only have to be in this place for 4 months to equal what you would pay in a hotel or an Airbnb, and you can't make your own meals all the time. You don't have a place to park underground all the time. You don't know what you're getting all the time. Here we know exactly what we have: our dishes, our spices, our furniture, our bed. Very handy. Yeah, definitely a much more pleasant thing. Let's see. I will cry if this arrives after you leave. This is a gift for us all. I sure hope it arrives. Home, nice. Matthew, I'm going to get in contact with Tasty Trade and see if they transfer options over, if I transfer my account to them. Oh boy, I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure there will not be a problem with the stock. Stock shouldn't be a problem, but I don't know about the options. Luca, ciao everybody. It's public holiday in Italy today, and I'm having a little tour of Tuscany with some lovely wine tasting. I will catch up the rerun and see you tomorrow for prime time. Luca, thank you, my man. Good to see you, and I'm glad you're home safe and sound. Manager Matthew, when you transfer to Tasty, make sure they transfer your cost base as soon as possible too, or you'll be in trouble. Yeah, this option thing, I don't know. Home Skillet, Biden moving forward to cancel $39 billion for over 800,000 student loan borrowers. That's a big deal. That is middle class America right there. 800,000 middle class Americans being given relief. This is big. This is big. I don't see Republicans wanting to do this. They want to make them pay. It's not a good election issue for Republicans. It's not a good one. What can I say? It'll be interesting to see how this plays out as we go on and on and on and on and on. Do what we can to keep an eye on everything. I don't know. SoFi 844 down 24 cents. GameStop down 59. Spider down 297. The Dow down 211. AI down 63 cents. And we got NVIDIA up 383 right now. Okay. That is the latest over there, everybody. Welcome one, welcome all to the program, to the show, to the hopes and dreams and aspirations of your wealth. Nice to have you here. And thank you for chipping in with some commentary and letting me know what you're up to and what's going on. Much appreciated, very much appreciated. It's been a pleasure getting to talk to some of you on these one-on-ones lately. Been just absolutely delightful. It's great to hear what it is you're trying to accomplish and how you're trying to accomplish it. I'm very pleased to hear from some of you who have figured out that you can borrow from your 401k for whatever reason you want to borrow from your 401k. In other words, you're borrowing money from your own retirement account and paying it back with interest to refund it, and getting to use this money today against IOUs that are costing you a fortune in either high payments or high interest rates. Eliminating this right now and lowering your cost of living more per month than it costs you to borrow the money in the first place for the full amount that you're borrowing. I get these comments where people will say, I borrowed $40,000 from my account, my 401k. I had 20 grand in credit card bills. I got rid of that, and I had to be paying $800 a month minimum payment on that stuff, or whatever those numbers were. I got rid of that, or I got rid of my credit cards for 10 grand. I got rid of, I fixed up a truck and got it running again. And then I sold it for 15 grand, which gave me all my money back in repairs, plus the equity in the truck, because without it being repaired, I couldn't move it. So many positive moves. And then folks saying to me, I now have 25,000 additional dollars in the market outside of my retirement plan. This is capital that I'm now generating. I'm generating capital with this capital to get ready to quit my day job sooner rather than later. It's just fantastic momentum in the right direction. I thank you all. I congratulate those of you who've been able to pull this off. Something worth looking into if you're curious about borrowing money from your 401k, just do a Google search and just type in there how to borrow money from your 401k. So much information is available. After that, I think what you do is you talk to your employer about, I think you talk to the employer's 401k administrator, and you can do it all online. And it's pretty quick, simple, and easy. And they show you what a loan would run you and how to do it and whatever. You are your own bank. I think it's a wonderful thing. Here we go. Flint Creek, Schwab shut me down for next level options. So I'm opening with Tasty Trade too. I highly encourage you out there, if you've been trying to write poor man covered calls, you want to do iron condor trading, and you're not getting the approvals from the existing platform you have, check out Tasty Trade. Some of you are getting instant approvals because you have more than enough trading experience now with options to qualify for it. I agree. Home Skill at Flint, another PhD program, laughing out loud. Way to go, guys. Tasty Trade. I hope if it works out for you and the commissions are lower, I'm even happier. Way to go. Auntie Jen, you have arrived. How are you today?
What's with the nose?
I just had to blow it for the first time in 2 hours. Your timing is impeccable. What's with the finger up the nose? It was itchy.
It's the first time ever.
Someone dared me to do it.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
The fatal word. Someone dared me to do it.
They dared me to do it. Just as you walk in, we're down 289 points on the Dow, going for a 300-point dump off right now. Down 39 on SP 500. NASDAQ down 126. So a little sell program coming in.
Okay. Anything particular?
Nah, well, there's all kinds
More about the bank.
There's all kinds of bad news out there. We're down 133 on oil, and this is all about China and Russia and other factors. The American markets go nuts when there's a 0.5 point increase in interest rates.
Yeah.
Or if a 1/4 point is coming, they
even though they know it's coming,
they get concerned. In Europe, they go crazy too. Yeah. Russia overnight, they raised interest rates in Russia 3.5%. Overnight.
3.
Good morning. How are you?
350 points.
Yeah, 350 points more because their ruble is getting crushed. Their Russian ruble is getting completely whacked.
But this is
3.5%. That is third world. That is third world kind of increases.
Harsh on your citizens.
Oh, no question. Turkey had to raise rates. They raised their rates by 10% after Erdogan won his latest election. The dictator
not all
for life.
Once in steps.
No, 10% overnight because he had been keeping it artificially low.
Right.
His new bank minister raised it immediately 10%, and the market said that's not enough.
Yeah.
It's not. It should be 15. And then they raised another 2 or 3 points another month later. They're still behind in Turkey, and that's not helping the country much.
The world is on fire.
It's not good. China has decided to not release the unemployment data for their youth.
Okay.
They're just not releasing it.
You're not going to tell
Today
that.
was the day it was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
They decided against it. They're reviewing the numbers,
Okay.
and they're going to reassess the numbers
Excellent.
before they release them. They're not going to release them. They're so bad.
They're so bad.
They're not going to release the numbers of how many youth are unemployed coming straight out of university. It is catastrophically
Right.
bad.
Well, we were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
That,
It's bad news over there.
and they'd rather, it's worth their while to be on unemployment rather than work with mom and dad or on the farm or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of university students that
because
will not.
It keeps them in the job line.
That's right. They're not going to take waiter jobs,
Yeah.
servers. They're not going to work at these
I'm an
minimum wage
engineer and I
jobs.
want to stay in the engineer
Yeah,
lane.
I graduated as an engineer after 7 years or 8
Yeah.
years of my master's program. I'm waiting until I get a job as a master's program because they're at home with family and family's covering the nut. That's how they're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. We're down 300 points on the Dow. China lowered interest rates domestically, by the way, to spur their economy.
Right.
It's not working. Real estate is in big trouble over there. Tesla cut the price of their Model S and X, their big vehicles, by 10 grand each by bringing out new models.
Oh.
Yeah, little less range on the battery, 10 grand less.
Okay.
That's called a price cut. Let's not kid anybody.
It's called your urban vehicle.
Yeah, urban vehicle. That's right.
I
Not
don't
as
need
opposed
to
to
drive
the
200 miles.
as opposed to the urban assault vehicle
It's just
from trading
the
from
urban Tesla
Stripes.
vehicle.
Yeah, in Stripes we had the urban assault vehicle, but here it's the urban vehicle. And the other news beginning to build momentum, and we're going to get a lot more of this. A month from today, the auto workers contract expires for the big three U.S. automakers. Now, they're already in talks now for a pay raise. The unions are saying 40%. That's our starting price.
It's like our stevedores over at the terminals that
they got what they wanted.
Even though their arbitration, not their arbitration, but their group came back with the offer, they wouldn't even put it out to their group. It's like, no, this isn't enough.
It took three votes. It took 3 votes for the port workers in Western Canada to approve a contract that their negotiators had worked out.
Yeah.
Negotiators would bring it to the union and say, here's the deal we've worked out. I think it's a pretty good deal. No.
They wouldn't even show it to their
We're not. Well, they'll show it to it. Well, we're voting it down. It took 3 votes with readjustments until it finally got done. The auto workers are going to go on strike. There is no if, ands, or buts because the car companies have come up. Chrysler wants concessions. Chrysler wants concessions from the union. The union is saying 40% pay hike over 3 years and no tiered starting wages. And we also want benefits back that we gave up last time. And they're going to get it because
I feel like
they're
seen this before.
Oh,
like we've seen it before where the economy isn't great. And now this union goes on strike. We have the writers, the actors supporting the writers, the crews supporting everybody's, and you just get
labor is in a strong position to win.
Yeah.
The estimates by analysts for every week the auto workers are on strike.
Yeah.
The big 3 will have losses of $500 million, $500 million a week in losses.
But that's what they were saying about our terminal workers.
Yeah.
It was like that a day.
It was massive.
Because our ports were closed.
Millions a day of port problems.
Yeah.
Well, labor is in a power position right now. There's a shortage of it. There are 10 million job openings in America, 3.5% unemployment rate.
And inflation, we're in that cycle where labor is strong again.
Yep. Inflation right now, they say, is 3 to 5%. You all know at home, when you go to your grocery store, you don't see 3% inflation for what you buy. Apparently what you buy, wherever you are, is apparently higher than 3%. It's like 10 to 15%. But for some reason, the government says it's 3 to 5%.
But that's the
I
numbers.
can't find anything I want with 3 to 5%.
The numbers inflation. They bring out, they say this is what it is. And then like in a really tiny whisper, they say, but it doesn't count.
It doesn't count. Yeah,
not
right.
groceries, or it doesn't count gas.
It's ridiculous. Richard Carlin,
Or
good morning.
house prices.
Auntie Jen
Good
from
morning,
Richard.
Richie.
Bobby, I wish they would do a Stripes remake. I love that movie. JR, Tasty is awesome. I love it. Easier using interface for Tasty Trades as JR. And good morning, Auntie Jen from JR.
Good morning, JR. Oh, good. Is that like a new platform?
Last year or so, these
Okay.
guys created the TD Ameritrade platform.
Right.
Then they created Tasty Trade.
I love the name Tasty Trade.
Tasty Trade. And a lot of my viewers are using Tasty Trade,
Instead of
have
Tasty.
found it and are finding it really helpful. And they love writing iron condors with Tasty Trade.
Excellent.
I'm told it's very affordable on
and
the
it doesn't have the same onerous requirements.
They can get level 3 trading just like that, where
Yeah.
with Fidelity and others, they have to go through hoops and they can't get it. They won't give it to them. So they're walking. Traders are walking away from brokers going to Tasty Trade so they can continue to do business on the options front.
Well, and I'm sure they're saying, the companies, platforms are saying to themselves, well, we're protecting ourselves. That's what these levels are for, is to protect us.
I guess.
But after a while, they got to look and go, ooh,
we're losing business.
We're losing business.
We're losing clients.
We're protecting business.
They're transferring out. And there you have it. The fastest way to do it is sell everything you have and just take a check and walk. But if you've got tax implications, you have to transfer stock and positions. But be forewarned, it can take up to a week or longer. I don't know how long it'll take you guys. I'm warning you.
The rule here is it's 4 business days.
Yeah. We're dealing with the 80s here. We're long gone from that. I don't know what it is today.
But everything's computerized. It should be easier. Isn't that what they told us?
Home Skillet says, JR, $1.50 a trade on the front end only. Do I have that right? Boris says, good morning, Auntie Jen. Uncle Bruce, I just wrote
Boris.
Netflix, 407.5 to 412.5 puts, 432 to 437 calls for $1.75 credit expiring on Friday. Let's go on Netflix. Netflix right now is sitting at 423, and we're sitting here between 407, 412 to 432, 437. Right down the middle. Nice move. That's a nice move. I like it, Boris. I like this. For Friday.
Yeah.
For Friday, 175 credit per contract. There you go. You write one of these, you have a $175 credit. You write 10 of these, you have a $1,750 credit. It's all relative to how many you want to write. This particular spread is $5 on the calls and the puts. So it's a $500 gross risk, less 175 credit. It's a 325 risk if the stock was below 407 or above 437. $30 range.
It's a noisy morning.
It's been noisy. This morning when I was up earlier, I had to close it, open it. We got sirens today.
And 34 again today.
Oh, it's hot today. Yeah, we're going to be 93 degrees here today.
Probably set a record for today.
Our high of the day yesterday for the hottest days of the year. That's the way it is.
We saw trucks with inflatable Zodiacs and tubes in them yesterday, heading to the river.
Watching those river rafters.
That's right.
Making sure they got their life preservers
and then
on.
You see the fire department with their boat.
Yeah.
The water rescue team.
The water rescue team. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You got to be able to steer that floaty one way or the other.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. You got to watch these guys. Make sure you don't have any alcohol
in those. They will come and get you.
No alcohol in your floaties.
No alcohol.
Just you're allowed to have water and juice.
You better have your life preserver on.
You better have a life preserver. Otherwise, there will be tickets written.
That's right.
And you must get out. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
Oh, I can see the fire department.
Oh, well, how about that? It's not at our house.
No, it's down the block.
It's down the block.
It's at the old opera house.
We don't have a Maui. We don't have a Maui situation going on here.
Doesn't that sound wonderful? The old opera house.
Oh yes, we have the old opera house.
It's a tiny red brick church that now houses the opera. Because the acoustics are very nice.
This ain't no Sydney Opera House, okay?
The opera.
It was a brick building from the 20s, or who knows when. Right. Way back when, in the early 1900s, this neighborhood that we're in was made up of large homes, stately homes.
Estates, yes, with
Very nice,
lots of
stately
room.
homes with 1 acre lots.
More
the
than
norm.
1 acre, yeah.
They'd had at least an acre, so they had room for a little barn with some wildlife in it, some horses, maybe some chickens. But in the 30s, it became urbanized, and in the 50s, we started seeing large homes get slowly but surely taken out. And
Or
by
turned
the
into other.
and by the
things.
70s, we now had to preserve certain large homes as historical monuments, but there's only a handful left here. We're surrounded.
Leaving.
Okay, we're surrounded now by apartment buildings and condo towers, with the odd
Yes, a
historical
little
house
old church or
here and
old
there.
house. Yeah,
Very little.
old
Very little.
school.
That's
And when
right.
we say old, it's like 100
We're
years
talking 100
old.
years old. We're talking ancient, way back 100 years ago, the early days, the early times, the Middle Ages. Yes, 100 years
I
ago.
know. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was just saying to the gang here how we're getting ready for our trip, and we're looking forward to the high-speed train rides.
Yes, I I think because where we live we don't have trains.
That's right.
Boy, those trains are nice.
We love it. We love the trains in Britain. We love the trains in Germany, Austria,
They're just
Switzerland.
they're just amazing.
We're going to get a taste of trains in Denmark and
So what happens
Sweden.
when you have all those people living with you?
Well, you got
Bodies.
400 million people in a place the size of half America, half of American size. 400 million people in half the land. You can have infrastructure everywhere. Yeah, of course. And
those trains are amazing.
The infrastructure got built out for railroads in the 1850s to the early 1900s. And so you just have to maintain and improve them. You don't have to rip out a bunch of buildings to put in a rail line. They're already there, thank goodness.
Even dragging suitcases, it's still a delight.
Yes, that's true. That is true. Let's see here, JR. It's $1 on the front end only, and commissions capped at $10 if you write more than 10 contracts. Can't beat this deal for Tasty Trade.
$10.
That's pretty good. Home Skillet, nice, thank you. Yeah, so if you're writing 10 contracts of each one of these, 10 you're writing 10 calls, buying 10 calls, writing 10 puts, buying 10 puts. That's 40 contracts. You're talking a $10 price. Hello, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Giddy up.
That's right.
Let's make some money here. Yeah, 283 drop on the down. We're around this 28300 level right now for the down dip. 36 on S&P, Nasdaq down 108 at the moment. Oil under more pressure, 191 lower at 80.60.
Well, make those covered call writers happy.
Well, there you go. Yeah, covered call writers unite. GameStop down 62 cents, 19.32. SoFi down 26 at 8.42. Bargoons, AI down 52 right now. Nvidia up 480. So we'll see how long these deals last. They may not last much longer.
Yeah.
Had an update yesterday on a lot of stocks, and today's drop. This is the first hour of our session. Yeah. We're down at 296. This is the bottom, and we slowly recover from here.
Yeah.
The market could have an update later.
Who knows where you'll close?
Yeah, right? If the volume doesn't improve, we'll have an uptick here, and we'll take these losses out to a great extent. So,
ticky.
Jen,
bye, everybody.
Jen is saying goodbye,
Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to all of
1
you.
week.
All 1 week today. We're out of here. 1 week. You're gone. Oh my gosh, we got to pack. Oh Lordy Lou, what are we gonna do? Oh yeah.
Make sure you close everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You
betcha, babe. All right.
Yoink.
Enjoy, Auntie Jen. Thank you. Bobby Atkinson, HPQ just doesn't want to go below 32 anymore. Interesting, isn't it? Isn't that interesting how that works? Yeah. 444 on the SPY, down 395. The Dow off 306. That's what we got right now. Fractional losses on a lot of things. We're up 115 on NVIDIA, still holding a bit of a gain. And, Tesla down just 349. Apple's now down 160. Google down $1.07. Not much here. Down 298 on Moderna. Cisco is off 50 cents. Pfizer down 35. IBM just off 30 cents. HPQ up 3. Microsoft down 211. Amazon down 220. Home Depot is actually still up 280. Vanik down 140. Netflix down 420. Adobe down 414. Goldman down 650. Boeing down 450. Meta down $4. Target down $1.10. JP Morgan off 374. Costco at $561 stock is off 26 cents today. Not much going on here. Walmart is off 51. Disney down 112. American Airlines down 21, and DraftKings down 95 cents for now. AMC shares 340, and the Ape shares 208 as they get closer to parity. But combined, they're lower now combined, but the company has been allowed to merge all their shares, do their splits and all that stuff. Here goes another siren. And it's quiet again. There you go. What can I say? What can I say? We're getting close to the 2-hour mark. I want to thank you all for being here today. We have 147 thumbs ups that have come through. I think it's time to honor the Knights of Ni, not ignore them any longer. They must be acknowledged. They are here. The Knights of Ni are watching over us and keeping an eye on us on everything we do. Thank you, everybody, for these emojis floating up on my channel. Thank you very much. Home skill using perma cover calls and iron condors. Uncle Bruce, why would we want to own stock? The more I learned, I find myself leaning in this direction. You're learning. D.H. Ruda, neat. Richard Carlin, neat. Option Nomads, neat. And here comes some more emojis. John Anderson, neat. Gotta honor the Knights of Ni. Absolutely. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button if you can at the same time. Stephen Butler, neat. Here they go. TJ, neat. Oh yeah, baby, hitting those thumbs ups and the neat emojis right through the whole thing here, lighting up the channel for sure. Everybody, thank you. YouTube wonders, why is it that 20, 30 people all of a sudden hit these emojis at the same time on this guy's channel? What's going on? It affects their computer systems and it affects the algorithm for this channel. When you hit the knee emojis, you're helping bringing people in here. Believe it or not, Home Skillet, laughing out loud, neat for AI, neat, Drew, neat. Thank you, everybody. Knee emoji central. There they go. They're going across the board right there. Zeta State, neat. There you go. I need every one of you to give me 100 knee emojis, 10 at a time, 10 times in a row. There you go. That'll light up the channel. 150 thumbs ups. There you go. That's lighting up the channel. Thank you all very much for your help this morning. Neat. It sounds like someone making sending out some Morse code. Neat. Right on, all. Thank you. Zeta State, thumbs ups. Thanks, pal. Appreciate it. They're coming through here with the knee emojis, the thumbs ups, and everything else. Fabulous stuff, you guys. Have yourselves a great day today. Make a ton of money out there. Don't let this market get you down, because it's not. It's just going to get you richer. You're going to make money one way or the other. You're going to make it on covered calls. You're going to make it on cash secured puts. You're going to make it on iron condors. They're going to hand you money left, right, and center, whether they like it or not. Deep value. Neat. Matthew, Uncle Bruce, you must be happy with that. You're leaving next week. No more sirens. Yeah, there's no sirens in London. There are none in Liverpool. There won't be any in Dortmund or we'll figure that out. Manager, CQ. Deep value. Neat. Thank you, everybody, for being part of this channel today. You guys are awesome. You're the best YouTubers out there. No question about it. 151 thumbs ups. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your day out there, and we will catch up with you tomorrow morning, first thing. And don't forget, tomorrow night for Gold Bagel members, we're going live for Primetime Live with Uncle Bruce, 6 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow night. Don't forget to miss that, okay? Don't forget. Thank you all. All the best to you from Calgary Jen and I say bye for now, and we'll keep you posted. Talk to you soon. Take care.